Well, I guess I should mention this first. There's a whole movement to make Eric Ellen, Eric Andre. Not to change the show name or anything, just to make Eric Ellen. Keep the name the same, just replace him, replace her with him. Make Eric Ellen. I like it.
Amazing.
I'd watch
That'd
that.
be amazing.
I wonder what that would do for the ratings. Okay, but I got fascinated by this concept of these celebrities who don't allow people to look at them in the eye.
Yeah.
And so we did some research of celebrities who apparently also have this reputation. Katy Perry. Now where did you get the info on this stuff, Zach? What about Katy Perry?
It was just various websites, people explaining stories, people in the food industry saying they've come into the restaurant, blog posts, stuff like that.
And they're instructed not to look at them or what?
Well, it just stories from it, like, oh, I couldn't even look her in the eye. She yelled at me for looking her in the eye, stuff like that.
Like, wow. Are you supposed to know not to look mega celebrities in the eye?
Such a weird concept.
Yeah. Okay, so Katy Perry, Beyonce, J-Lo, we got an excerpt here. The actress and singer Jennifer Lopez is supposedly one super cheapskate. Recently, Radar Online has posted that an anonymous source has revealed that Lopez pays minimum wage to her employees. As a result, her staff have started calling Lopez Paylo instead of J-Lo behind her back.
Oh my God.
Not only does Lopez pay her employees an extremely low wage, but she also expects them to work really hard. Well, it sounds like you should probably just get a new job. Not that they're that easy to find. But that's hilarious. Pay low. The thing is, when you're that rich and famous, you gotta pay people good because they'll just goof on you. Like, what's the extra $5 an hour to J-Lo? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Pay low. It's the best. Yeah, that's so amateur. It's like, if you're rich and famous, you gotta leave big tips. You gotta pay people more. It's just not worth it to be a cheapo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think some people get in this twisted, like, I worked hard for my money. That doesn't mean that.
What do I got to change my behavior now that I'm rich?
Yeah.
I'm
still a person.
I'm sorry, but this was a 10% max. No, we always tip fat when we go out now, and we're not even that famous. But if they know me, if they know who we are, I don't want them to be like, "Yo, Ethan, stiff me." Listen, you
don't want to be Palo.
I don't want to be Palo. Klein means small. So, yeah, it's not really, can't really play on words in that. It's just penis jokes, and they're true. Sylvester Stallone, Nicole Kidman. I mean, these are just names, really. There's no information, so what can you say? But Mariah Carey has been known to require her staff members walk backwards in her presence just to make sure they don't show their backs to her. Something she considers...
like the King of England? That was like the thing.
Yeah.
She says...
Wait, so that's the opposite of not making an eye contact.
She says something she considers to be deeply disrespectful. Is that for real, Zach?
According to these websites, yeah.
It's a gossip website. We take all of this with a grain of salt, I would say.
Mariah Carey requires staff to exit rooms backwards.
That was literally the thing in like
awesome.
for like English kings. Like you couldn't turn your back to them. You had to like back out of the room and bow.
I'd believe it coming from her.
Mariah's pretty wild. Kanye, when Kanye is performing or making an appearance on TV, he demands that the carpet is in his dressing room be ironed. Demands the carpet in his dressing room be ironed.
What?
Ian, have you heard that?
Wait, but that doesn't
no,
even make sense.
He says if there's a carpet in his dressing room, he demands that it be ironed. How do you iron a carpet?
Iron a
That's what
carpet
you're
for?
asking.
What the hell does that even mean?
Maybe from the back. I don't know. Maybe we don't know because we never tried it. Maybe it's great.
You're walking on these like unironed carpets here. Like a bunch
Some crispy carpet.
Losers.
Ariana Grande, the pop diva, has a pretty outrageous request that she makes of anyone whom she deems fit enough to actually carry it out. Believe it or not, she prefers to be carried around from place to... Zach,
Come
why are you
on, what
including
is
this? This is
this?
stupid.
I don't believe any of this.
These are gossip websites. This is what you want me to
This
look
is not
into.
what I wanted. I said I just wanted to hear all the rumors of celebs that look in their eye.
This is that.
This is not that.
This is Zach's fan fiction.
Zach, nobody. Okay, let me get this straight. Let me read this again. Let me read this again, Zach, and you tell me if this sounds real. Ariana requests that people carry. Believe it or not, she prefers to be carried around from place to place. Ariana claims that the shoes she wears are too tough on her feet, so she prefers to be carried.
She's like
I've heard crazier
stilettos
shit.
all day.
You've heard crazier shit? I haven't.
Yeah.
I've heard. I don't want to. I got a little story from a friend of mine that worked. I don't want to give too many details just to not get him in trouble. He told me in confidence, but he worked on a very popular television program, and the lead actor of the show one time got upset because he got in his eye line, essentially, which is something that it's not looking them in the eye, but it's like actors sometimes get very upset about that because they find it distracting if like a PA or somebody is in their eye line. But this guy got so mad he picked up a chair and threw it violently at my friend. Yes,
What?
which is just psychotic
Oh my God.
behavior. Yeah, and yeah, I mean that's what he told me. That's apparently true story.
Well, I find it useful hearing it firsthand because otherwise I would be hesitant to even believe stuff like that.
This would technically be like third hand.
But maybe your friend shouldn't have been in his eye line. Though. Is it like? Let me ask you this: is it like a really cheesy kind of show, or was it like, oh, he was doing a really dramatic, intense moment?
Well, I guess that would be a matter of opinion of how you feel about the show. I really don't want to say too much more for fear of giving it away. But it is a very popular show. Like I would say for years was a top 10 rated show on network television. So big star.
So it was a big moment.
Yeah.
Well, according to Zach, Ariana Grande demands to be carried from place to place.
I didn't come up with this rumor.
And then Rihanna,
Zach said.
it is said that Rihanna doesn't even bother speaking to her staff. An anonymous source revealed that Rihanna doesn't talk to any of the hired help. Apparently, Rihanna also falls asleep when she is getting her makeup done. This is so stupid. What do you mean that she doesn't talk to her staff? How do they communicate? What does she expect? Telepathy? I don't understand.
I have assistants or something. I don't know.
Well, okay, she delegates.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It sounds like this is a bunch of tabloid rags, so who knows?
I'm
Some of
sorry
it
there's
may be
not a
true.
New York Times article on this.
I guess. Yeah, I like some legit sources on this place. Washington Post, New York Times. What website did you get this from? I'm just curious.
Shit, I forgot the name.
Sounds
Daily
like
crap.
TMZ kind of stuff.
The daily bullshit. This one says about Ian that the celebrity known as Ian, the salaried employee, makes his coworkers speaking.
Listen to Yeezus on repeat.
It was going
done that
somewhere
to me.
vulgar.
He's done that to me repeatedly.
Apparently, Ethan Klein of the H3 podcast makes his employees get on their knees and bow to him before they enter a room.
That one's true.
That one I can't believe.
Bow to me. Kylie Jen. Okay, we're moving on. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Zach, for the research. It was fun. The one that I really have a hard time believing is the Ariana Grande one, personally.
I've just heard
Aria?
crazier shit. It doesn't. She might have a weird feet thing where like people are into her feet. She doesn't want to fuck up her feet. I don't
Maybe
know.
it happened once when she was wearing like a really crazy costume for a show, a concert.
Mm-hmm. That
And
sounds
so
reasonable.
she was like
Can you carry
being
me?
carried.
And then everyone's like, she
She requires to be carried.
I mean, I see her walking. I've seen her walking. I mean, I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've seen that
seen her
shit, bro.
walk.
I can say from firsthand experience. Maybe it should, well,
Go ahead.
whatever.
What?
Go ahead.
When I was a waiter years ago, I worked at a restaurant that had a decent amount of celebrity traffic. We had some pretty famous people come through, and you know, the staff, they would get reputations for which ones were good tippers and which ones weren't. And this was a long time. This was literally a decade ago.
Go ahead.
But Justin Bieber, bad tipper.
That is what a dumbass. How much he tip? Like normal or like even worse than normal?
15%, which isn't bad. I mean, that most people consider that a standard tip, but like you said, most celebrities do tip pretty fat, and so it was notable that he was
15% when you're Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Well,
he was pretty young though. I mean, this was a decade ago. He was like
he's
pretty
probably
much
changed a lot.
Yeah.
since
So
then.
I don't know if that is still the case.
I guess when you're a kid, I mean, yeah,
I wouldn't really.
don't really understand tipping or the significant. I can give him a pass.
You know who did tip well though? I'll give props to. Who came in a lot was Khloe Kardashian.
Wow.
And
what kind
I
of
think
tip?
at the time was married to that Laker. Who was Lamar Odom?
Lamar Odom.
Yeah, they would come in as a couple a lot. They had 30%, like good fat tip every time.
Wow.
See, for me, I'm thinking like it depends on the bill because sometimes when you spend a lot of money, like it hurts. But like I'm thinking like 50% usually.
I mean, that's crazy fat.
You don't tip 50%.
Yeah, I do.
You're trying to toot your own horn.
I think so. If we go out and spend
50?
$50, I'll leave like a 20, 25.
Okay.
But the thing is, when you go and spend,
sometimes.
I mean, if you go out and spend like 500, then
Right.
I'm not leaving 250.
Yeah, that's
Maybe 200. I'd leave.
20% is always.
I would leave 200 on a 500.
Well, you're a great tipper then.
I agree. Thank you. I
He
try to make
seems a little questionable. Here.
She's questioning this.
dude on 500.
Honestly, we haven't been out for so long that
Oh, I'm the one that always orders food, and I leave.
you are the one that tips.
Look at the history. Hold up.
I have no way to look it up.
I always leave when people. Well, by the way, since COVID, yeah, it's on my phone.
You mean on Seamless
Yeah.
and stuff like that? Yeah.
On COVID, since COVID started, and I'm like, these are the the frontline workers, right? So I always make a point of giving them. I think, because usually when you order, it's cheap, so it's like I think I always give them like at least $20
Mm-hmm.
for the delivery.
That's very generous.
I'm making it sound like I'm a fucking saint.
What
It's
if
just
someone
$20.
is gonna pull up a receipt and they're gonna be like,
Somebody in the audience has made a delivery.
I'm telling you, we're ordering food all the time. I'm like 20.
I just don't like making a statement like that someone could rebuttal very easily.
Well,
like
you think
on-
someone's gonna go online and try to refute me?
Well, you can say like you're trying to.
Ethan only gave me $8.
Do you skimp on the tip if they're like super late or if they like
well,
fuck up the
so
order?
interestingly enough, on Seamless, which is really bizarre, you tip before the food arrives.
Right, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But on Postmates, I tip good no matter what. I don't care what happens, and usually I don't open it till a few days later, and I don't even remember.
You know what? I believe you. Mike just cut out. You've proven to be very generous with tips. We've gone out to eat at restaurants and stuff, and I've seen it. So
Thank you, Dan.
I'll back you up on this one. I'm not usually the one
Don't
backing
you
you up.
wish that Don't you wish that tipping just wasn't an issue?
Of
though?
course.
Yeah, they should pay
It's just
employees.
Of course,
well
it's
enough.
horrible.
not
to
really
not-
fair to even.
Well, it's a pretty uniquely American thing, no? Like the
Yeah, it's
tipping
horrible.
culture in America.
The whole experience in America
Kind
is
of the same in Israel.
Really?
I think Israel's also unique. I mean, in all of Europe,
Yeah, I think in Europe it's not really expected, and then in some cultures, I could be speaking incorrectly here, but I believe in Japan it's considered insulting to leave a tip.
Huh?
insulting.
They'll refuse it. Like if you leave a tip, they'll like run after you and give it back.
Well,
it's
you know-
just so stressful.
But I've never been to Japan.
The
so
most annoying
take it
thing about
crazy.
dining in America is the tax is not factored into the freaking
Yeah.
price. Actually, I used to think that was so stupid and so annoying, but it makes sense because each freaking state
Right.
has a different tax rate, sales tax.